Hi there, it's Allison again, and I'm here with my third new technology for use in the classroom in elementary and high school. This technology I have geared more specifically towards my higher level high school students, and it's going to seem like a no-brainer, and I will explain that. The third technology that I chose is Google Drive, gmail.com, google.com. And I know that it is supposed to be a new technology, and to you and I, Google has been around for what seems like forever. But here in Korea, this is a new technology. They do not use Google. Korea uses their own search engine called Naver, and it is specifically based in Korea. It uses almost exclusively Korean newspaper articles, video clips, and it is done almost entirely on Internet Explorer. You'd be hard pressed to find a computer here that isn't running almost completely on Internet Explorer, which again, a country with amazing technology, and they're using a out-of-date Stone Age search engine. So Google is something that most of my students have never used. I've had to install Google Chrome on every single computer I've ever used in this country. And so that's why I thought, wow, I use Google every single day. It's so easy and fast for me. I can't imagine how much use my students could get out of such a great tool. So as everyone is probably aware, Google is the most popular free search engine in the world. It has a lot of separate applications that we've used in class and out to make projects, write and send and receive email, video and voice chat, editing, peer editing, and collaborating with peers. The multi-use tool allows for groups and partners to get together or to work separately but still be collaborating. And it's a great tool for pen pals, practicing English typing on an English keyboard, making presentations, back-end communication outside of school, and other useful tools in school and in the workplace. And with these high school students, that is my class that I teach with them. It's a global jobs program. It's preparing them to work in an international business like Samsung or Kia or any of the number of worldwide Korean businesses that use English on a day-to-day basis. I chose this site because, like I said, the students do not use Google. They use Naver, which gives them an extremely limited scope as to what they're able to find and what they're able to sift through and determine and make their own opinions about. It's ubiquitous in all English-speaking countries: Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, the UK, Canada. They all use Google. And if they're going to be working in an English-based workplace, this is the search engine that they're going to be using. As I said before, you can create and share documents in many formats, much like the one I'm using now in Google Slides. And typing and researching in English is an extremely valuable skill that I know I take for granted. The keyboards here in Korea are based up as a QWERTY keyboard, but they do have the Hangul characters on the keyboard, and I would guarantee that 80% of my students do the point and click method, the chicken pecking, rather than having their hands in the right place and knowing how to actually type in English fast and efficiently. And that is an amazing skill that they're going to need to have. The purpose of using these sites is to provide students with the skills that they need to navigate an English-based search engine and communication tool, and to prepare them for university and the workforce. And my objective here is really to elevate the students' ability in writing, in typing, in critical thinking by being able to research topics on their own. And with collaboration and teamwork, this is meant to create a platform for students to communicate with each other, with foreigners, in a quality setting that is globalized, that anyone can use. You don't have to download Naver. You don't have to have Internet Explorer on your phone. You can use Google on any application, on absolutely anything. And the standards that I use are both student-based standards, developing cultural understanding and global awareness by engaging with learners of other cultures, and of course creating original works as a means of personal or group expression. Now, I'm sure you are all familiar with Google, but in the spirit of simplicity, I'm going to show it to you. This is my Google homepage when you click google.com. I do live in Korea and it registers my IP address as being in Korea, so it comes up as Google Korea. It does have the site available in Hangul, but I would not encourage my students to use that. So let's say, for example, they're doing a research project on, let's say, Australian culture. Australian, excuse me. Obviously, links immediately pop up. You've got some Aboriginals here. They have the brief introduction, and then you have a list of websites you can choose to browse, whether it be Wikipedia, which is language that's much higher level, I think, than my students could possibly sift through. But then you can also click on a bunch of other sites and see what's the best for their ability. This, again, looks like some pretty strong, complicated English, and they can really choose what's best for them. Of course, Google also offers these amazing services like these Google Apps, Google Plus, which we use in our class, Google Drive, which can store all of their information, Google Docs. I'm really interested in them using Google Docs because we do a writing assignment every week. I give them a topic, and for about 15 minutes in class, they can choose to write it down. They can write down the topic, whether it's who's your favorite superhero and why, or if you could choose to live in another time period, what would it be? And instead of writing it on a piece of paper and me having to go through and grade it or correct it by hand, Google Docs is a great way for them all to do it. They can turn it in at their leisure. And in this regard, we can even have a bit of a flipped classroom, which I was really interested in reading about. They can do this aspect of the work at home and send it to me whenever they're finished, and I can grade it so we can spend more time. I have a limited amount of time with them per week. We can spend more time talking about American culture, talking about in the workplace using English skills. We have a textbook that we use, and we can spend more time on these skills rather than focusing on making sure that they've spelled something correctly and making sure that their grammar is adequate. They can do that on their own time, and I don't think I need to show you how Google Docs works, but you can change the title here. Another thing we've done in my class in the past is make a presentation about a different culture in the world, and they make that really easy with Google applications, with Google Slides. It's easy to use. It doesn't give as many options as PowerPoint, which I appreciate because, as many people have noted, you can get really bogged down in the font, in the colors, in the animations, and it's pretty straightforward. You have a few fonts to choose from. You have a few animations to choose from, so they can really focus on the content. And you can have 3 people researching different aspects of the topic and putting them in as they're doing it. There's no one waiting in line to put their slides into the document. They don't have to put it on a jump drive. It's there. It's ready to go. And I love that. And one of the best things about Google is, let's find my inbox here, is Google Chat. I love having this chat available. You can talk to people, you can call them, you can video call them. You can, here I've actually got, it open here. That's my husband. You can call people. You can call multiple people. I used to do a class where I was in a chat with 4 separate individuals, and we were all taking the Korean class together. So I really think that this is a much overlooked resource, especially here in Korea, as a way. We take it for granted, absolutely, and Koreans really aren't that familiar with Google, and I think it would be an amazing tool to use in that classroom. Okay, the end.